Excuse me, Richard.
Oh, hello. How are you today?
Alright guys, I'm going to make a little bit of Keto Brick bark for Richard as a nice little kind of keto treat that he can have here and there on the side. So what I'm doing is taking a chocolate peanut butter cup flavored Keto Brick. We're going to need this. I'm also using some no sugar added Jif peanut butter. You can use whatever type of nut butter you like, or you can leave it out altogether, but he's a big peanut butter fan, so this is one I'm adding. And then I'm also going to be using a little bit of vanilla skinny syrup in order to add a little touch of sweetness to this. The Keto Brick is slightly sweetened with stevia on its own, but not enough for Richard. So I'm just going to do this little recipe in order to make it a little bit more pleasant for him and maybe even for the kids to have a nice little alternative to traditional sweets. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take the Keto Brick out of the package. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Keto Brick, I'm going to show you. You can pause or screenshot here in order to see these ingredients. But each brick is 1,000 calories, 9 total carbs with 6 grams of fiber. You're also looking at 92 grams of fat and 36 grams of protein. Each one varies slightly in the macros, but they are all right at 1,000 calories. So I'm just going to get this guy opened up. And this is what we're looking at for the brick. I've got a cutting board here lined with parchment paper. And I'm just going to kind of roughly chop this and put it into my glass measuring cup. And now, I personally really enjoy Keto Brick just like it is, or even melted down and formed into like little measured silicone molds, that kind of thing. But it is one of those things that's not super sweet. And it is salty, and the flavor or the texture, as you can see, is kind of crumbly. So, I think that it's something that's fun to play with if you're not a fan of that texture or anything specifically. So definitely, if you give it a try, play around with it and find what works best for you. And so now I'm just going to funnel this right on into the glass measuring cup. And that way we get all of the little crumbs in there. And I'm going to microwave this in a couple of little bursts. So I'm going to do about 45 seconds, give it a little stir, and then another 45 seconds in order to have this melted down to a nice liquid state. Alright, now here we are after that first little 45-second burst. And as you can see, it is almost completely melted. So I'm just going to kind of give this a little stir. And then I'm going to pop it back in the microwave for another 45 seconds. Alright, so here we are after another 45 seconds, and we're completely liquefied now. Alright, and now what I'm going to do, get this cutting board out of the way, and I'm going to use my digital food scale to add a little bit of the peanut butter. Alright, now a serving is 2 tablespoons, which is 7 total carbs. Most nut butters, it's 2 tablespoons that is a serving. So I'm going to get 2 tablespoons in here, which is 33 grams. Let's see how close I get on the first shot. 24. Okay. 30. Oh, so close, so close. 32. Awesome. All right. So we've got a little bit of peanut butter in there. And now, because this is warm, Had a little bit of a coughing fit there. Now because it's warm, the peanut butter just kind of melts right in. All right, so I'm just gonna get that mixed together, and then I'm gonna add in 2 pumps of the vanilla skinny syrup. And then just kind of continue mixing everybody together. All right, there we are. All right, now I have a pan. You can use also a silicone mat for this if you have one of those. I just have like an 8x12 pan with a little bit of parchment, and I'm just going to kind of dump this right on into the center. And actually I'm going to use one of my silicone spatulas so that I can try and get as much of this out as I possibly can. And I'm just going to kind of spread this out a little bit. Now, if you had like some roasted peanuts or pecans or something, that might be something really nice to add to this to give it some additional texture. And you just spread this out to your desired thickness. All right, now my last step, I'm gonna actually take 2 more tablespoons of the Jif peanut butter, and I'm going to warm that and melt it down a little bit so that I can drizzle it over the top as well. All right, so here we are. I just did this in the same container, and now it's nice and softened, and I'm gonna just use my spatula to kind of do the drizzle. Optional decoration. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this in the fridge, let it firm up, and then I will show you what it looks like when we break it all to pieces. All right, this has been in the fridge for about a half an hour. I'm just going to pull out this parchment. As you can see, everything is firmed up. And now you can either break this apart by hand or with a sharp knife or something like that. I'm just gonna throw on a couple of gloves and break up a couple of pieces just to see if that's a good little method. But I don't want to. All right, so here we go. It's kind of a little bit softer than the original Keto Brick. Oop. There we go. Yum. Nice. And now, once I get this all broken, I'm just going to throw it into an airtight container and stick it in the fridge. Now, regular Keto Brick is something that you can keep out and it's shelf stable at room temperature. But because this has peanut butter in it, I know it will soften a little bit too much if I keep it out. So I am going to keep it stored in the fridge. But there we go. Here we go as far as the texture. All right, now a taste test. All right, so I'm going to do a little taste test of the Keto Brick bark. Knowing that it has a little peanut butter in it, I'm only going to do a small little piece just to try and avoid any kind of heartburn or anything. But cheers. Okay. In truth, the texture, had I made this a little bit thicker, it would be like fudge. It's just softer than the Keto Brick normally is, and it tastes like chocolate peanut butter fudge. That's seriously good. Richard's gonna love it. I'm so excited. Excuse me, Richard.
Oh, hello. How are you today?
How are you?
Won't you be my cookie?
You already have a cookie.
I do.
That's your bromance.
It is.
Right?
It is.
Mo, get down. Mo,
what
get
can
down.
I do for you today?
I would like for you to test try the Keto Brick bark.
Keto Brick bark? Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm going to give you a piece, or I'm going to hold it out. Okay? So this is for a recipe.
You're not trying to kill me, are you?
I'm not trying to kill you. So this is just keto bark, or Keto Brick with peanut butter, the no sugar added peanut butter, and a little bit of the vanilla skinny syrup. Those are the only ingredients. And I would like for you to try one.
Internet people, if I die, she did it.
I think you're okay. I'm not trying to poison you.
It's pretty.
It is pretty. All right. Taste test. I want honesty. And it's been in the refrigerator. Give me taste, texture, all the things.
Okay. Okay. At
Today.
first, it tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup at first.
Okay.
At the end, you kind of realize that it's not, but it's still absolutely delicious.
Yeah. How's the texture?
Texture is like, have you ever had fresh, like, chocolate cubes from your grocery store?
Like the fudge?
They're like true fudge in squares.
Mm-hmm.
It's that texture. You can tell at the end that it's not going to give you diabetes.
So it's not overly sweet, is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
But that's delicious.
Okay. So is that a suitable, like, sweet treat replacement for you, being keto?
1,000,000%.
Because it's sweetened.
But
so the Keto Brick
Don't
itself,
make it any thicker. I think it's
you like
perfect.
the thickness it is, because I was kind of speculating that I should make it thicker, but you like that thickness.
Because if it was any thicker, it'd be too rich.
Hey,
You can't have this. You know why?
you'll die.
It kills
No.
pibbles. It kills pibbles.
All right. So 2 thumbs up.
2 enthusiastic thumbs up.